Yep. So you read that thumbnail correctly. I said it. I said stop buying your kids Christmas presents and do this instead. Now, before you parents start losing your ever loving mind about never buying your child another Christmas present again, I'm actually trying to get you to open up your mind about the type of Christmas presents that you're buying. What if I was to tell you about one of the best Christmas gifts that you can ever give your child? What if I showed you another Christmas gift that could be more beneficial for your kids than the temporary joy and satisfaction of the latest Christmas trend? Since I believe parents often judge themselves by how much they can give their child, then let's go big and let's do it long term. Let me introduce you to the wonderful world of trust funds. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys heard the term trust fund baby before. And if you were anything like me, a person that came from humble beginnings, you only learned the trust fund babies by watching spoiled brats blow away their inheritance of their family money in movies. So, how do we set up a trust fund if we're not rich? Well, a trust fund is a breakdown of three components. You have the grantor, the trustee, and the beneficiary. Usually, the grantor comes from wealth or some type of money, or you have to have something already established. The assets are given to a trust fund, which is the person that takes care of the money. That person invests that money wisely for your beneficiary, whoever you might deem that to be, usually kids, grandkids, or someone that you feel need the money at a later point in time. This is usually an attempt by the grantor to continue the family legacy of wealth to live on through one of his heirs. So now, let's get to the reason why we're all here, and that's to teach you how to set up your own trust fund for you and your family. Now, there's two basic type of trust funds. Let's choose which one is right for you. One is a revocable trust fund. That's when you have someone with a mental disability in your family or someone that is physically challenged that you would like to leave money to in the future in case of your demise. Number two, that's the one we're more familiar with from the movies. That's called an irrevocable trust fund. That's when you leave money to an heir of your choice in order to receive upon your passing or at a later date and time. Now be careful because once you choose this person, you cannot take that property or cash back. So now let's figure out which trust fund is right for you and your family to leave to your heir. First, let's start with the revocable trust fund. That trust fund needs special attention, so I would strongly advise you hire a trust fund attorney to go over the legalities of whatever finances you would like to leave. This is usually left to someone with special needs in your family that you consider for the heir apparent to your finances. Now, once you've done that, then you can go forth in life understanding that loved one is specially cared for the rest of their life. Now, the next trust fund, which is more commonly used and probably most known, is the Living Irrevocable Trust Fund. This is the type of trust fund that can be set up to begin dispersing funds when certain conditions are met. There's no stipulation that you cannot be alive when that happens. You can place cash, stock, real estate, or other valuable assets in your trust. You meet with an attorney and decide on the beneficiaries and set stipulations. Maybe you say the beneficiaries receive money on a monthly payment. Maybe they can only use the funds for education expenses. Or maybe they receive the expenses due to an injury or disability or to purchase of a home. It's your money, so you get to decide how that money will be used by that heir. Now, you've worked hard all of your life and have built up a comfortable savings cushion. You know that sometime in the future, you're eventually going to pass away. That's why you're here. You want to figure this thing out. and you want your hard-earned savings to go to the people you love or even the charities or causes that you believe in. So now, what about the loved ones who are not as financially savvy as you? You could be concerned about leaving them a lump sum of money or a lump sum gift because they might not use it as responsible as you would want them to. Furthermore, you may even like to see your money carry on for generations and generations to come. You might have worked hard to create a generational wealth that could be passed on for your family. Now, if this is how you feel, then yeah, you should definitely set up a living irrevocable trust fund. Although the trust is irrevocable, the money is not the property of the person receiving it. Because of this, a child applying for financial aid would not have to claim these funds as assets. As a result, there is no impact on eligibility for need-based financial aid. The truster can also establish trust for future generations of children, making the trust a lasting legacy for an indefinite number of generations. The bottom line is, for those who don't have a high net worth but still wish to leave money to their children or grandchildren and control how that money is used, a trust may be right for you. It's not just available for high net worth individuals, and it offers a way for trusters like you to protect your assets long after you passed on. Now, hopefully, this is another gift that you could consider for your kids for Christmas in the near future. Thank you for your time. This is the Let's Do Lunch with G Business Podcast, hosted by your host, Gerard Jones. Appreciate it.